empire didn't crumble from the outside, it was burned down from within. After 20 years of silence, Helmut Marko has finally pulled the pin on a political grenade, exposing how Christian Horner's hunger for absolute power didn't just break the team, it cost Max Verstappen a world championship. This isn't just an exit interview, it's a full-scale autopsy of the most toxic power struggle in Formula One history. The collapse of trust's foundation at Milton Keynes. After 2 decades of unwavering service, Helmut Marko finally decided to relinquish his position and immediately tore down the dark veil that had long shrouded the internal workings of Red Bull Racing. He revealed that the drastic decline in performance experienced by the team from late 2024 to early 2025 was not merely a technical issue on the track, but the bitter fruit of a festering internal conflict. Marko bluntly accused Christian Horner of being the mastermind behind this instability through various dirty political intrigues aimed at securing his own absolute power. Marko's resignation serves as a potent signal that the harmony which was once Red Bull's greatest strength has vanished, replaced by a systematic scent of betrayal that poisoned the entire organization from within. Horner's ambition behind the tragedy of Mateschitz. The turning point of this destruction began when the health of Red Bull's founder, Dietrich Mateschitz, started to decline sharply in late 2022. Marko revealed the shocking fact that amidst a time of mourning and concern, Horner instead executed a cold and opportunistic political maneuver. While Diddy was fighting for his life, Horner allegedly made cynical comments regarding the founder's remaining lifespan to approach the Yuvidia family in Thailand. His goal was crystal clear: to garner support from the majority shareholders to strengthen his position so that he could no longer be touched by the central management in Austria. Marko felt deeply betrayed because while the team should have been united in grief, Horner was busy building a private dynasty that sparked a massive rift. Divide and conquer, the smear campaign against Marko. Over the past 2 years, Marko claims he became the primary target of a systematic internal cleansing agenda orchestrated by Horner. One of the most painful scandals was the allegation regarding Marko's racial comments towards Sergio Perez in 2023. Marko now reveals that the incident was intentionally magnified and manipulated by Horner's camp to the mass media to destroy his reputation and force the board to fire him. Furthermore, Horner was accused of spreading lies to the public that Marko was the mole who leaked confidential information regarding the failure of the 2026 engine project. All these tactics were carried out to isolate Marko from the team, creating a narrative that he was a burden to Red Bull's future, when in reality, it was a forced political ousting. Max Verstappen's ultimatum that saved Helmut Marko. The peak of the effort to oust Marko occurred during the 2024 Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, where he was nearly handed internal sanctions based on false accusations spread by his own team. However, Horner's plan to permanently eject Marko hit a dead end when the team's superstar, Max Verstappen, decided to intervene directly. Max issued a chilling ultimatum that shook the entire management. If Helmut Marko was forced out, then he would also immediately leave Red Bull at that very moment. This unconditional support from Verstappen was the sole reason Marko survived until his eventual retirement. This moment underscored the deep rift between their #1 driver and the team principal, proving that Max's loyalty was solely pledged to Marko and Mateschit's original vision for the team. The talent exodus caused by a toxic environment. The unrelenting political tension under Horner's leadership led to a profound loss of trust from key figures who were the brains behind the team's success. The departure of aerodynamic genius Adrian Newey was the first gaping wound, but Marko emphasized that losing Jonathan Wheatley was a far more fatal blow to the team's operations. Wheatley, who was originally projected to be Horner's successor, chose to leave for Sauber Audi rather than remain in an environment filled with manipulation and power plays. Marko stated that the best staff members were disgusted by the power dramas that sacrificed technical integrity. This mass exodus is clear evidence that Horner's personal ambition had sacrificed the organizational structure that had been painstakingly built over decades. Technical rigidity and the rejection of new innovation.
Beyond the political issues, Marko also harshly criticized Horner's managerial approach, which he deemed too rigid and arrogant in facing the technical challenges of the 2025 season. Horner was accused of turning a deaf ear to input from young engineers and insisting on using old methods he believed were still relevant simply because of past successes with Newey. When Red Bull began to be overtaken by McLaren's pace, Horner became defensive and refused to adapt to the new dynamics of car development. He was overconfident that Max Verstappen's raw talent would always be enough to cover any mechanical flaws in the RB21 car. Marko viewed this stubbornness as a great sin that led Red Bull to lose its developmental direction while rival teams continued to innovate. The harassment scandal and weak management intervention. The allegations of inappropriate behavior involving Horner toward a female employee in early 2024 became an indelible black mark. Marko expressed his deep frustration because the strong backing from the Uvuthia family kept Horner's position untouchable, even though team morale had completely crumbled.
The Austrian camp felt their hands were tied from taking moral intervention due to the political protection from the majority shareholders. Internal conditions became chaotic as the team's focus was split between winning races and managing a shameful legal and PR crisis. Marko saw this as the point where Red Bull's integrity as a global brand began to be questioned, while Horner instead exploited the chaos to further suppress his political rivals within the racing organization. The arrival of Laurent Mekies as the team's savior. Horner's eventual firing after the British GP brought a much-needed breath of fresh air through the appointment of Laurent Mekies as his replacement. Marko gave high praise to Mekies, who possesses an engineering background and a far more humble and inclusive approach. Mekies successfully overhauled a work system that was previously under immense pressure and refocused the team's attention on simulator data optimization and track correlation. In a short time, the atmosphere in the garage changed completely. The voices of engineers who were previously silenced by Horner's authority began to be heard again. This radical change in management proved effective with the resurgence of Red Bull's performance in late 2025, proving the core problem was indeed the former boss's style. Had Horner been fired sooner, the title could be won. The most controversial statement for Marko is his firm belief that Max Verstappen could have clinched the world title this season if the management reshuffle had been executed much earlier. Marko deeply regrets the precious time wasted while Horner clung to power through methods that sabotaged the team's stability during the early season. According to him, if Laurent Mekies had been leading since the start of the year, the car development crisis could have been mitigated, and Max's focus would not have been disrupted by the political noise in the paddock. We lost the title not because of a lack of talent, but because of one man's ego who refused to step down when his time was up, Marko asserted. This regret serves as a bitter conclusion to his journey with the championship team. A new era for Red Bull and the 2026 Regulation Challenge. Now with Horner's departure and Marko's retirement, Red Bull Racing enters a new chapter full of uncertainty but promising transparency. The decision to clear out both central figures is seen as a necessary surgical move so the team can breathe healthily again under Mekies' command. The primary focus now shifts entirely to the ambitious 2026 project, where Red Bull will become an independent manufacturer producing its own engines. Marko warned that without internal conflict, Mekies has a chance to keep the team at the top, but the challenge is massive. Red Bull's future now depends on whether they can maintain their championship legacy without the shadows of past intrigue, or if they will sink because they were too late in conducting this total leadership revolution.